How you doing, man?
What's going on, bro?
Doing well. Appreciate you for sliding through. You know what I'm saying?
Appreciate you for having me, man. It's a big day.
Hey, man.
October 20th is right around the corner.
Hey, man. The next day is always the biggest, in my opinion. But
That's
October 20th, you know what I'm saying? Ren B. Glad y'all can make it for this interview. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, I mean, Ren B, an EP by RenegadeDaDon, production by PK, Seymour, the producer, Alan Farr, Dionzo, what is that? Dungod, Gonzalez, and Morrow, written by RenegadeDaDon. Oh, Toby Fade. Ooh, hold on. Kid Mix, mixed and mastered by John Painter at the Kitchen Studio in September of 2023. So the album's finished.
It's done.
It's all done.
Completed. It's been done for a while, but you know what I'm saying? I had to put some.
All right, now you came out with Master Bachelor earlier this year, right?
Yeah, I did.
And we already backdooring with
R&B, yeah, so this is actually like the shortest release between tapes that I've done recently. But Master Bachelor and Ren B are actually part of the same kind of storyline, love, relationships, and things of that nature. Master Bachelor was more of have fun, raunchy party, you know what I'm saying, get the girls, whatever. Ren B is more of a mature version of that, you know, dating, still maybe dating multiple, but not really, but just the feelings and emotions within these kinds of situations.
Okay.
Yeah.
So, where does Ren B come from? Is that more of like a play on R&B? Because I know you're an artist,
right?
You mainly in that rap lane, but are you? That's an R&B type of deal?
Yeah, man.
Is this more of an R&B type project?
It is completely R&B. Well, it has some rapping in there, of course, but I did want this to be more singing. So, like, you know, give my fans something different. You know what I'm saying? Everyone's rapping these days. So, but honestly, I like R&B. Like, it might be easier.
R&B is one of them ones.
It's like it's easier to sing your soul out. Like, it's easier to sing how you're feeling than it is to rap how you're feeling, because words get too wordy.
And then that Soothe My Soul song was on your last project, right?
No, that's actually still unreleased.
Oh, okay. Oh, my bad, y'all.
Yeah, he got some little nuggets of the future.
We was listening to a lot of stuff earlier on, so you know what I'm saying? Just peeping some stuff, but
now that you said that is actually gonna be a part of the third installment of the series. I'm not sure if I came up with the title for the next tape, but that's gonna be, you know, the evolution of this tape, you know, where that goes. But yeah,
overall, I mean, that Ren B, it kind of has a nice little play on words with it. You know what I'm saying? R&B, Ren B. It's a nice little wave you got going.
Hey, man, I made my own genre here. You know what I'm saying?
I like it.
I ain't the best singer, but I think I sing well for me. You know what I'm saying? So it's Ren B,
and then you pop it off with good old Weather, huh?
Weather. So
tell me a little bit about Weather.
Man, Weather was honestly a freestyle. I just like the beat so much, but I was able to just like sing, freestyle it.
Do you do a lot of freestyling?
Yeah, actually.
With like your music?
Yeah, that's actually how I make a majority of my songs. Starts off as a freestyle. I'm usually trying to get the cadence or the theme or the wordplay down. And once one of those three is solidified, I could easily just complete the song. So with Weather, I just like the beat. I freestyle like a note or a bar or two. Then I was like, ooh, I'm just in my bag. And I just went on, the hook came, and everything followed out after that. But essentially, you know, Weather is just basically, it's just being smooth, you know what I'm saying? You know, when you in that, you know, that bachelor phase, or, you know, you living good, you know, there's girls that are trying to hang out with you, or you may even be trying to hang out with them, but y'all are acquainted with each other. They may want to pull up, you know what I'm saying, but they didn't schedule. So it's like, Weather it's just like that. And I remember a time in college, there's this girl I was talking to, and there was a text, and it was like a joke, but I was like, in the forecast, I see it getting wetter.
Okay.
And I think that's kind of where a little bit of the hook came from, but I just thought it was funny, but it's also like sensual and R&B. So there you go, Weather. You know what I'm saying?
Okay.
Play it when it's raining outside.
So it's like more of that
gloomy,
raining, that gloomy type. But I don't think you make gloomy type of songs. Would you say? What would you say?
I mean, depending on the mood, it just depends on the song, honestly. But not gloomy as in you're sad, but it's like it's cloudy outside and you want to be laid up. That's kind of
Okay,
feeling,
yeah, like
you know
that.
what I'm saying?
It's always the best time to be
Yeah.
laid up low key for me.
Hey.
All right, and then we move into what is that next one?
FNL.
FNL.
Yeah.
FNL. What does FNL stand for? Let the people know.
Food and love, you know.
Food and love. Okay.
Yeah.
Stay tuned.
Nah. It actually stands for something else, but you know what I'm saying. You know, due to algorithms and things, we won't say that. But FNL, you know what I'm saying.
And what is like the spirit of FNL?
It's basically, it's almost like a continuation of weather, but it's like you being in a relationship with a girl, or let me say situationships, because there's so many different levels to it now. But it's essentially about being what the girl wants and needs, but you don't necessarily need that relationship from her. You know what I'm saying? So
Okay.
it's like, yeah, we interact well. We have our intimate moments, and then I'm also treating you well as a person. However, this is just because of who I am. It's not that I'm trying to get anything out of you. You know what I'm saying? And that's essentially what the FNL means for. You know,
Okay. Would you say you find yourself to be a relationship type of person, or is it something more of a,
you know,
still in that master bachelor phase, or is that just a something that's behind you now?
I would say I actually am a relationship. I've been doing a lot of self-reflection lately. But
Okay.
I'm actually a 100% kind of person. So
A man who knows himself.
Yeah, if I'm in a relationship, I am all hands-on relationship. I'm planning out you know what I'm saying? I'm all involved. Like, it's never ending. Like,
That's good. That's good.
I don't plan for my relationships. And then now if I'm on my bachelor stage, you know what I'm saying? If I have goals that I'm trying to accomplish that I just feel like a relationship might necessarily distract me from, I'm not the relationship guy. But I still, if I like you, I'm not gonna be mean to you. You know what I'm saying? I'm not gonna be like, go away because I don't want to commit to you. But it's like, I like you, maybe something can grow out of this, but I don't want to put too much expectations on it.
So,
you know?
So, just in like the spirit of the song, like what is the difference between loving someone and then just
Giving
someone
that
you, getting that food?
Man, one's physical and one is like emotional, I guess.
And you're saying in the song that you can do both.
I can do both. I'm good at what I do.
Okay, yeah.
Or I believe I'm good at what I do. I don't want to sound cocky or anything like that, but it's like, if this is what you're looking for, I can provide it to you. Just know that I don't necessarily need the same thing for you. Like, it's like.
So is that the spirit of the song? It's like, yeah, I can bring you food and love you.
Right. But
it's like, that's not necessarily what
I need from you. Like,
okay.
I'm almost her medicine. You know what I'm saying? I'm the dosage for her, but I'm the medicine.
So what does that mean that you need?
I don't need nothing from you.
You don't need nothing?
Not particularly in this theme or anything. It's not even that I don't need anything. I don't expect anything from you. So everything I get from you is a plus. And then from there, I can build out an idea of who I would want you to be in my life and work that way. But I never put an expectation on what the opposite sex can give me, because then I might trick myself out of something good.
Okay, I like that. And then if we get into track number 3, it's IDKR.
I don't need a reason.
I don't need a reason.
Yeah,
that's a song with me and you on.
Oh yeah.
So when I first heard before you sent it to me, and I first heard the track, you know what I'm saying, or even when I read the track name, like, I kind of came from the perspective like, oh, this may mean like I don't need a reason to cut you off, or really I don't need a reason for anything. But
exactly.
Can you get into how that track came about, or what exactly you're trying to portray with that, or what your message you're giving off?
Yeah, so with this track, it was more so I didn't need a reason, but I'm one of the people that I always try to find a meaning behind things. Like, I'm like, if I'm gonna do this, it's because of this. Like I'm not about to just go out on a limb and willy-nilly. Like, I'm a person that likes to have meaning, because when I have meaning, I'm able to pursue with passion. But this, being in the atmosphere we were in, I think around this time we was like going out, I think we was at a party, not a party, but a kickback. And it's just like, I almost lost my thought there, but it's almost like I don't need a reason.
What kickback was this? You got me kind of.
I mean, we've been to a couple of kickbacks. Obviously, we were tenured here, but the one in downtown at our barbers.
That one.
Yeah.
Hey, that's a story for a whole nother day. But that was a very interesting night. You know, a night that kind of changed the course of your whole life for a long time.
It did. Not necessarily a bad way.
Not in a bad way. It's like there's some bad things, but you know, there was a lot of good things too.
Facts, but that night I just remember. I mean, I was kind of a partier that night, but I just felt like the vibe was like. The girls was just like,
don't let him fool you. He was leading the party. He was leading the charge of the party. I've seen him act like that before, but it was a different level. But go ahead.
Nah, but so there was one of the girls there that I just met there anyway. But I just felt like she was, you know how everyone's at a party, they're like, oh, take a drink, and I'm just like. In my head, though, I may have not been acting this way. In my head, I'm like, okay, listen, we don't need. I may have been making everyone else take a drink, but I'm like, I don't need to take another drink. Okay, like, there's no reason to take a drink, and I felt like that was the emotion. So I was kind of explaining that to the girl. I was like, man, I don't need to take another drink. She's like, you don't need another reason to take a drink. Just shut up or something like that. And it's like that kind of just symbolizes a lot of the relationships today. Is like how it even starts, like. I don't know. I mean, a lot of girls have bars or where alcohol is involved. Not to say that alcohol is a bad thing, but I mean, it can be. But it's like a lot of these are based off intoxications or like party times and things of that nature. So it's like I don't need a reason because it's a party and stuff, but it's like I don't need a reason. This is it. But after this, it's whatever. But you can't hold me to it because of the party. You know what I'm saying? Especially if you wasn't motivating me to behave that way.
Yeah. There's a specific line that you use in that song. Being alone is the leverage.
Oh yeah, being ignored is the devil, but being alone is the leverage. Yeah, that's actually pretty cool. I might see that on one of my IG posts. But
and can you explain that a little bit more?
Yeah, man. It just explains like. In this dating culture, if your partner isn't texting you 24/7 or calling you daily, you know what I'm saying? Not to say you should want to talk to your partner, but if for whatever reason they're not calling you daily, like you feel ignored, like you feel neglected, you know, it's easy to just be like, man, forget this person, and I thought they loved me, and you know, that's basically the devil coming out, because when you're ignored, you feel like you want to hurt somebody, kind of.
Yeah.
And then, so being ignored is the devil, but being alone is the leverage. It's like, you get caught up in the feelings of being left alone, but it's like you don't realize when you're alone, like that's where the greatest things can happen. Like being alone is leverage. That's how I made the song.
So it's like whenever you're alone, you know what I'm saying? If you can be comfortable being alone, it's like nobody can really have a leverage over you in like a relationship type of manner. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like I don't really need you to fulfill me because I'm happy within myself.
Exactly. And that's kind of built off the last song where it's like I don't need anything. I'm good being alone, but you know what I'm saying.
I'm happy to have you here in my life.
Yeah, if you want to come,
if you want to be here.
Yeah, but hey, being alone is where the magic happens. I wouldn't have none of this if I didn't spend time by myself. So being alone is the leverage.
All right, that's what's up.
Yeah.
And then we have Badu.
Badu.
Yeah. So tell me a little bit about Badu. I know that one's also a feature by Kid Mix.
Yeah, our good friend Kid Mix. So me and Kid actually was freestyling this song.
Even before you get into this, how did you come up with the track list and also just like who you wanted to have featured on this and how you wanted to go about creating this?
It was more so like the theme of the songs. They mesh very well together. You know,
so like the theme of the song, you're just like, okay, this would kind of fit well with this person, or
not even,
or even if you wanted to,
just the song in general. I'm just like, this gives me this kind of vibe about this. It's talking about this, and it's like a group of songs that just sound good. They could very well be on different tapes and things of that nature, but for like the subject and the theme, I felt like these songs meshed well together. And they weren't all made in succession. I wasn't like, I'm gonna sit down to make these 7 songs. I didn't sit down and say, oh, this is this title. these all just came out of being alone and randomness, and then I was able to put them together as a story today.
Okay.
Yeah.
And then, but when it comes to Badu, how did that come about?
So Badu, we was just in the mode of creating at the time. I was with Ked. We, you know how we be doing the freestylings. This was probably like the 25th beat at this point in time.
You know, if you with Ked, you're gonna be freestyling for a very long time.
Very long time. Good practice. Good practice.
Good practice.
And it helps me like with creating as well. But this day we was just hot. I don't know how much songs we actually made this day.
You're just knocking them out.
We made a lot of songs just off freestyling, but Badu was one of them, and the beat just came on, and Ked just was like, and then, or he was singing. I forgot how it was, but then I was just rapping, and then I hit this note. I was like, "Calling when you up at night." Then the hook wasn't done yet, but it was just that melody, and then we go into rapping again, and so we was like, "Dang, what's this song even about?" And I was like, "Call me when you up at night." Like that was actually coming from somewhere deep. I don't know where it was coming from, but I was like,
that's how it be.
Dude, I was like, this is something real. But I was like, yeah, let's just make this about, you know, our relationships, you know, whether they go wrong or, you know, or how they end, or just the drama within it, you know, the cause us being the way we are. And then when we freestyled it, we didn't have all the words done. It kind of had to be thought through to make it a real song. But I actually think this is probably the single of the tape, honestly.
Yeah, I mean, I've heard Badu, and Badu that's a very smooth jam right there. That's a smooth jam. It's like a mix between the R&B feel and just like a jazzy type of rap feel as well.
Yeah, it's deep, man. Shout out to Ked, man. I couldn't have done it without him with those vocals in the background. This song really gonna hit home for, you know, those relationships that you may be stuck in, that it's a situationship, but y'all have so much love for each other, but y'all don't necessarily
know how to cross that bridge on whether we gonna be together or
y'all kind of cross the bridge, and y'all know long term y'all not
gonna be it.
Or right now it doesn't look like it, at least. But y'all still have like the best love for each other. It's like, why would I stop seeing you if I have all this love? Even if I know I don't plan on doing what you want me to do in 10 years, I'm not gonna just throw you away now. But it's that toxicity.
I think Kanye said it had nothing to do with what we're talking about right now, but he's like, sometimes it's not that it's not right.
Yeah.
It just might not be right now.
Exactly.
And I was like, yo, I feel that. I feel that, like, even when it comes to relationships, like, you know what I'm saying? We might have meant to be together, but it just, at that point in time, it wasn't right.
Exactly.
I mean, a lot of people may say that, like, once you find someone, you know. You know what I'm saying? But, like, it's not like that every single time.
Every day is a new day.
Every day is a new day.
Hey, what my boy Nipsey said, a dollar bill will love you the same tomorrow. But that person sleeping next to you can wake up tomorrow and decide they don't want to love you no more. But hey, man, that's how it be though, for sure.
All right, and then you get into track 5, which is She Alone.
She Alone.
She Alone. I remember how this one came about.
Yeah. I mean, you were actually part of this one too.
Yeah.
You got the most features on this project. Toby coming through. Appreciate you, my guy.
I appreciate you. Man. This is always an honor to be on.
Yeah.
To make it to somebody's album or project or anything.
But so since you were part of this, like, we just started, this was just freestyling, right?
Yeah, this is more of a freestyle type feel, type of beat where we're kind of cooking up a lot of things, and then this beat kind of came on, and I don't know, I think you kind of hopped on with that first. Yeah.
She Alone. Dang, but yeah, no, this song turned out smooth. I felt like after we got done getting everything done, when I listened to the song, it sounds like not jazz, but it's like a live performance, like a live duet. Like, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah,
like,
and this is a 100% type of freestyle thing where we just kind of just bouncing off of each other, you know what I'm saying? Trying to use different flows, trying to use, you know, just let it all come from the heart, you know what I'm saying?
I actually like this song. I almost wanted to say this was the hit of the tape too.
No, this is definitely a hit, but you know what I'm saying? There's a lot of hits on there, so you know, you definitely have to check it out and let us know let him know basically how it all is, what you guys think is the hit, what's not the hit,
right?
You know what I'm saying, and everything.
Yeah, but this song was definitely fun to make. I actually want to make more songs, just like it's almost like rapping, but with R&B. It's cool. I like it. It's fun.
Yeah, I mean, it's easier. You said it yourself. It's easier to kind of to sing out things sometimes than to just try to rap it out at times.
Words come out too fast. Yeah. So yeah, She Alone. I forgot my favorite lyric in this song was I think it was your lyric, to be honest.
Which one are you talking about? Cause
you were like,
I was saying some wild stuff on
the
here.
itty bitty
The itty bitty mini girls. And oh man, that's
you hit that hoe. You hit it though. I like that was my favorite part. And then the song was definitely cool. But honestly, this song is also very encompasses the theme of the tape very well. You know what I'm saying? I'm saying she's alone, like. And kind of going back to the beginning of the track where I'm like explaining to the girl or girls like I don't necessarily need you, you know what I'm saying, or what you trying to give me. I don't need it. I don't expect it, but I'm appreciative of it. But I see that you're trying to give me this because you're alone inside. Like, you know what I mean? You feel alone, and you don't have the leverage when you're alone. Kind of going back to I don't need a reason. I feel like I have all the leverage when I'm alone. You know what I'm saying? I can come out with master plans, but the way I see like women, and not all women, of course, because there's women that are the bosses out here that can move however they want to move, whenever they want to move. But in this chapter of my life, I found myself finding a lot of girls trying to use that feeling of being alone into like generating a long-lasting relationship. Like they weren't necessarily comfortable with themselves.
Yeah, so they're afraid of being alone, so they're just latching on
to me because I make them feel good, like being in the presence of a true bachelor. You know what I'm saying? Nah, but seriously, like that's what it is. Like if someone feels good in your presence, it's easy for them to be like, oh, I don't have to be alone. Like if I'm just here, everything's okay, and it's like almost like a. Not parasitic, but it's like a drug. Like it's like you start to neglect your alone time of where you need to be reflecting and being accountable in your life.
Yeah, okay. So what I'm saying, like this from what we've got through so far, this was coming from an era of your life where you're kind of seeing how all of these women that you may be dealing with are just kind of, how are we trying to put this? Kind of like not latching on to you,
forcing themselves on
you know
you, almost, but not in a malicious way or malignant way. It's just how it, looking back on it, that's how it appears. You know what I'm saying? And it's not like they're evil people. Like I probably was part of the toxicity too. You know what I'm saying?
He was.
I'm not saying I'm the good guy. I mean, I am the good guy, but I'm not saying like these women are bad people or anything. But looking back now, I felt myself being pressured out of force, or because they gave me something, they were expecting something back from me, and I'm like, well, you're giving me this, like you're not really giving me out of the pure innocence of your heart. You just wanting something to show for it. It's like it's transactional. Which if it's transactional, that's cool, but don't try to make something transactional true love. To me, like it's not even true love, but it's not as real as you think it is. Like
okay, I mean, well, since you're talking about true love, that kind of ushers us straight into track 6, which is Loving Here.
Man, that's actually a good segue.
Yeah, I mean it's perfect because you're already on that love, and now loving. I mean, unless loving is nothing like about love.
No, loving is about love, and it's what I realized. I feel like what makes these females like me, or not even what makes these women like me or fall for me, is that the fact I am giving them pure love. Like I'm giving them things without asking for anything in return. Like half the time I'm not even trying to pursue these women. Like, you know what I'm saying? It's just like being I like to be of service in my life. So if I'm being of service or if I'm helping them out with something or just a conversation to be had, like usually that will catacomb into something deeper. But I realized that I was just loving all of these women, like, you know what I'm saying? And you know, the course of the song is like loving all these women, telling them I'm what's best for them. You know what I'm saying? Like you don't really need nothing else. You got me. You know what I'm saying? But, you know what I'm saying?
This guy.
But am I just adding stress to them? You know what I'm saying? It's just like by me being so pure and unbounded. You know what I'm saying? Am I just like it's just like giving you a box of pizza and then the next days I'm only giving you a slice? Like it's like, am I setting them up for failure? So at this point, I'm starting to become more reflective upon myself, even though I still think the women are the problem. You know what I'm saying?
Hey, I understand. I get that. And what would you say is like? What would you say is like the overall theme of loving? I know you just kind of broke it down there, but how would you describe the overall theme of loving?
You ever watch Insecure, the TV show?
Yeah, with Issa Rae and everything.
Yeah, and Lawrence, and I forgot what season it was, but it was after they broke up. And Lawrence was dating around and stuff, and there was this one girl that wanted him to, like they was just hanging around, and it was fun, but she wanted him to come meet her family or something like that, and he like basically left her hanging, like he ghosted her or something. And then he came back and he tried to apologize, and she's like, "You're worse than the food boys."
The ones that she just used for food.
Yeah, because she's like, at least their actions are just straight up, malignant and
see, but that's like something that I tend to have a problem with, because you know what I'm saying. I don't go into anything trying to be I mean, sometimes I might end up being an asshole. You know what I'm saying? Every now and then.
How it comes across, yeah.
But it's like I try to come in being a loving person, which I'm sure you probably try to do the same, and it's like that may end up having that person fall in love with you, and you may not be feeling exactly the same way.
Right, but even if I don't feel the same way, I never think that should stop me from being kind to someone.
Yeah, I'm not gonna stop being kind. I'm not gonna stop being loving, and I'm not gonna probably just start being an asshole. But it's like, who told you to love me this much? No, I'm playing.
Like,
you know
for real though, like you can love me a little bit. Like my whole thing is it's gradual. So, but I understand it doesn't work the same way for women. So it's like for me, I worked my way into being in love with you. But women is just like, oh, this is the guy. He's showing me the good qualities. I'm putting all my chips in. For me, it's like I'm just winning round by round.
You know what I'm saying? I'm still seeing the world out here. You know what I'm saying? You settling down already with me, and like nobody told you to do that, and I'm still living my life. You know what I'm saying?
Right. You want to jump into the relationship without even talking about how we are going to behave in the relationship. It's like, we're having fun now. It's because there's no expectations put on us. But
once them expectations get put on, you know what I'm saying? We all still learning. There's still a lot to learn. Love is an ongoing thing. It's hard to just have one idea about what it is. So very ambiguous here.
Yep.
But as we move into the last track 7, The Trine.
The Trine.
And I know that you know what I'm saying, you've had some experience in the whole astrology realm and everything like that, and I'm sure that this ties in a little bit here.
Yeah.
So I mean, tell them who you are. Tell them what you are. I mean, let them know so they can get a little idea of who you are. Yeah, your signs.
Oh man, this is really confidential information, but
everybody finna know who he is immediately.
But I'm a Cancer sun, I'm a Pisces moon, and I'm an Aquarius rising. You know what I'm saying? But
and that just means you're toxic as fuck. So
no, that just means I'm really the best thing out there.
I mean,
it's hard. Like I'm like this thing that everyone's trying to grab, but you might not be able.
I'm sorry to inform you, Ren, but I'm actually the best thing out there. But yeah, I feel where you're coming from.
I feel it. I can't knock it. I respect it. But this song was inspired. I am a little bit knowledgeable about the astrology game just because I've been with women. You know what I'm saying? It's actually kind of interesting once you take all the biases out and things of that nature. But
it's hard to follow, but yeah, it does have a lot of interesting things to it.
I do think a lot of people are loony with it, but there is a science to it, just like psychology, just like with any other science. There's a level of truth. You just can't get too wrapped up into it. But Trine is basically like, I'm like a Cancer sun, and like it's basically like you matching with another element, like another sign in your element. So like a Pisces or a Scorpio, it would be like a trine to me. Or like if you're a fire sign, what are the fire signs? Like Aries. What's another fire sign? Leo. Like that's a trine to Aries. so on and so forth with like Earth. And
So just people that kind of fall under the same element.
Yeah.
Okay.
And I actually found myself, a lot of the relationships that I found myself in, like deep love, like, are like, dang, this
person has my heart a little.
Yeah, they was all in my element. It was all in my element. So,
and that's a water sign, right?
That's water sign. So that's kind of the message of trying. It's basically a fun song too. I kind of wanted to end the tape on a light, but that's another thing. We could just be getting in a relationship with people that, you know, match our energy, our element, our trauma. You know what I'm saying? And that's how we fall so deep, not knowing that maybe these people are meant to just be like lessons or learning. You know what I'm saying? Because we come from the same energy. You know what I'm saying? But it's just a fun song, talking about being in love with someone that you're trying. You know what I'm saying? So,
okay, like
a little triangle, like hold up the rock, like Jay.
Okay, I do not associate with the Illuminati. But yeah, I mean, so overall, what would you say the theme of Ren B is?
Just
even before you get to that, what would you say your favorite track is on?
My
favorite track, or maybe the best one that you made, or the one that just hit you the hardest, or the one that means the most to you? Let's go with that.
It changes daily, weekly. Like the one I want to listen to, or the one that hits the hardest. Right now,
before the album, before the project drops, which one's hitting you the most right now?
Right now, the one I've just been messing with the most, I don't know, it's because I'm trying to create a lot of content for it at this time, but it's Weather. Maybe because it's just the first song, but it's just like, I feel like the things I'm saying, even though I've outgrown this point in my life, like, I'm kind of still in that mode. Like, I'm still smooth. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, you know what I'm saying?
It's a smooth album cover and everything, too, so I'm like, okay, yeah.
Yeah, I just feel it, but the most impactful song.
It looked like you on your Drake shit.
Hey, man, Drake was on his me.
Okay.
Shout out to Drake for all the dogs, man. I think they just dropped yesterday, but what was we talking about?
Your overall favorite song.
Oh yeah, so right now my favorite to listen to is Weather, but the one that I think is like the most impactful is the Badu song, just because of the feelings in it. It's a lot more raw feelings in it, and then yeah, I think those are the two. But my favorite song, like if I were to just like play and listen to it, I think it would actually be She Alone, because it's like, I feel like I'm rapping, but I'm singing, and then it's like, I feel like I could even come up to more lyrics to that song sometimes.
Oh, yeah.
So, it, like I said, everything changes. I might be listening to Love It, and I'm like, dang, like, this is the truth. Like,
this is the one right here. The people need to.
Yeah, but all of these songs are a part of me, you know, something just a theme in my life. So it's all representative of me, so it all hits me the same for the most part. But Badu for sure, you know what I'm saying?
Badu for sure.
Call me when you up there.
Hey, yeah, I mean, and then finally, man, album drops October 20th. That's here in a few days.
That's Friday.
It's like a week and a half from now, 2 weeks.
Week and a half. Plan to get some content put together. I don't know if it's gonna be music video performances or kind of just like a visualizer, but be on the lookout. We got creative minds behind this. You'll see it soon. But after this, I am working on the next album. I got a couple of things.
Alright, so I mean, coming from all the old projects from years ago, and then coming all the way to projects you put out last year, all the way to Master Bachelor, and then now to Ren B. What has this journey like kind of taught you? This musical journey?
It's just taught me a lot about self-expression and self-growth. That's honestly what I see in my music. Like, you know, I'm just seeing myself grow through my music. Who I was at certain periods of times.
That's a beautiful part about music. Is like you get to look back and see how you used to talk, how you used to feel, how you used to think. You know what I'm saying? Even just like the evolution of your style.
Right. And the funniest thing is, like, at that time when you're making the song, you feel like you're at the best point of your life.
Yeah, you think like, ain't nothing can get better than this. Like, exactly. I ain't never wrote a song this great, or you know what I'm saying? I ain't never like felt this amazing about myself or something.
Right.
You know what I'm saying?
It's like it's a time capsule, or
It is.
yeah. And so I'm just happy to be able to make music. I'm thankful
Yeah,
that
I mean,
you know, God allows me to make music. It doesn't feel like a job. It just feels like it's helping me grow. Honestly,
Feels like what you're supposed to be doing, huh?
Yeah, but I feel like I could create a whole bunch of things off the growth. Anybody could, but I'm gonna keep that because I have my own idea. So I don't want.
I mean, then last question. I mean, I think your first project was what? The Universe of
The universe of
North Texas. And going like, what would the author of Ren B tell to the author of the Universe of North Texas? Because the guy in the Universe of North Texas, he was going through a lot too. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
The love life, the relationships, the everything, the just
Man,
life in general, the experience.
I would tell universe. I'll be like, man, don't even worry about it.
Don't even worry.
Don't even worry about it. Don't even worry about it. I actually feel like I was in a good man.
Now you sound like you're jealous of that person.
Yeah, no, I just like myself. Like, you know what I'm saying?
Hey, I feel you. I like myself too.
I appreciate myself at all points and times in my life, because at that point I was in more of like a like I wasn't the same person I am definitely today, but I'm an evolved person from that state for sure. But I would tell him just to keep going and to boss up and not to worry about
boss up.
Not to worry about it as much. I'm always telling myself boss up, by the way. I'm like my biggest critic, but sometimes you just gotta hear it from the future. If you heard it from the future, then it'd be like, okay, my future self is telling me to boss up. So
The crazy thing is, like, your future self probably did tell you to boss up whenever you was younger. You know what I'm saying? And now you here now.
Probably didn't even hear him.
Now you heard him.
Probably, but yeah, man. This is the tape.
Ren B.
October 20th. Ren B.
20th. Any shows coming up? Anything else? Anything outside of music coming up?
Yeah, man. I live a very vicarious life, so there's a lot of things I'm doing. Music is just one of them. Going on vacations, traveling. I don't want to say going on vacations. A lot of traveling's coming up. Just got my passport, by the way.
Oh yeah,
so,
passport boys.
Passport.
Hey,
bro.
you know what I'm saying?
So that might be another chapter in my life that I get to document. Is just traveling, making music.
I'm ready to see how the music evolves after, you know what I'm saying, leaving the United States, leaving the country, being out and about. You know what I'm saying?
Facts. So that's just the next step, man. I'm just living life. Shit, I might be married next time you see me. I might not. I might have 3 girls.
Coming from the guy that has a tape called Master Bachelor. We'll see how that ends. But you know what I'm saying?
Kevin Samuels would be proud.
On that note, man.
Appreciate you.
Appreciate you, man. October 20th, Ren B. Yes, sir.
Sing it up.
Yeah.